This warm-up helps mobilize all of your joints, increases circulation, gives you better breath, and leaves you feeling centered and happy. Start by shifting your weight onto one foot. Take the other foot and start to make circles, rolling over the tops of your toes so that your ankle joint gets mobilized. As you move your ankle, notice how your knee and your hip and your spine respond. This exercise is important because we spend so much time wearing shoes, walking, standing, or sitting, but not moving our ankles and feet in many other ways. Because all of our weight is supported down at the base of our bodies, it's a good thing to practice mobility or mobilizing this part of your body regularly. Stand back equally on 2 feet, and then we'll start to let the neck turn. Drop your head over to one side. If it's comfortable, you can roll your head back, and then to the other side, and then down. Because your neck is quite long, and the base of your neck is towards your collarbones, and the top of your neck or the top of your spine is just behind your nose, you want to be careful not to crunch the back of your neck in this movement. So I like to think about reaching up through my chin or reaching through my eyes, and simultaneously feeling that my spine is supportive by lengthening from the top of my shoulders or chest all the way down through the base of my body and into my legs. And we'll start to mobilize the shoulders. Roll your shoulders back, both at one time. And as the shoulders come back and up, squeeze the tops of your shoulders and open the front of your chest. And then we'll go the opposite direction. So you can roll your shoulders back and then forwards. And it's the same thing. So really letting your back body kind of squeeze in as your chest opens and then letting the back body spread. Then we'll walk the shoulders back one at a time, rolling the shoulders back left and right. And as you roll your shoulders back, feel how your chest moves, chest and upper ribs, and then we'll walk the shoulders forwards. Now bring your hands together and interlace your fingers. Make circles with your wrists by turning your hands over in one direction. As you make circles with the wrists, relax your forearms and see if you can let this movement come all the way down into your elbows and the space between your 2 forearm bones. Make sure you go both directions. Then keep the hands interlaced, but press your palms forwards and lift them up alongside your ears. And then you'll grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand, take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, side bend over to your right. Reach long through your left foot and up through your left arm. On an inhale, come back, switch your grip, grab a hold of your right wrist, and on your exhale, come to the other side. Press down through the lengthening leg and reach through the lengthening ribs. Come back, release your arms, and then start to turn from your waist, just letting your arms kind of flop. So turning from your waist and your ribs, and letting your arms relax as you do. And come back to center and bring your hands onto your hips, and we'll just start to mobilize the hips by first pushing the pelvis forwards, and then over to one side and back, and to the other side. So forward, back, forward, side, forward, side, back, side, and then smooth it out into a circle. And then we'll practice the other direction. So forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, forward, side, back, side, and then smooth it out. Smooth pelvis circles. Then step your feet together, and we'll just bend and straighten the knees a couple of times. And go ahead and bend your knees and straighten, bend and straighten, bend and straighten. And then go ahead and bend your knees and make circles to one direction. And as you make the circles, let your weight shift around on your feet. And then switch directions and go the other way. And now for the last movement, stand up and separate your feet about hips width distance apart and let yourself kind of fall forwards and then roll up. So think about kind of sticking your butt back and your spine cascading forwards, and then as you roll up, let your head come up last. Rolling up one vertebra at a time. Good. So circulation is important, as you know, because it moves blood and oxygen through your whole body. And if you're sitting a lot, then your circulation gets slower. So we'll start off today by separating the feet about hips width distance apart and just rising up onto the tips of the toes a couple of times. So rise up onto the tips of your toes and then let your heels come down. And as you do this, think about the buoyancy in your body and the way that you can push into the ground in order to get lift up through your heels. As you continue to do this movement, you might bring your attention to all the joints that we just mobilized. So as your heels lift up, you can feel how your knees and your hips respond, how your spine, your head, your shoulders, and even your wrists and elbows respond. See if you can find a direct line of force that comes up through your feet, into your leg bones, into your pelvis, into your spine, and then reach up through your head. As you do this, let your shoulders remain relaxed all the way down through the length of your arms into the tips of your fingers. Just one or two more. From here, we're going to take this buoyancy into a running in place movement. So when you're ready, you can just start to run in place. The same kind of feeling that you had a moment ago when you are pushing the floor away is a similar feeling that you want with running. So as you run, engage your feet and use the ball of your foot to push the floor away. You can use your arms, letting your elbows bend and your arms move forwards and back. And this is a trick that you might know or you might not, but the faster you move your arms, the faster your legs can move. And then finally, feel the backs of your thighs pulling up. So it's almost like you're going to touch your butt or the back of your thigh with your heel. Great. And now we'll start jumping jacks. You guys all know what this movement is. And jumping jacks are a great full body movement. When you do your jumping jacks, try and keep your arms straight, your elbows straight. Reach through the length of your arms into the tips of your fingers. And you can go probably a little bit faster than you're going right now. If you need a low impact version of this movement, you can always step out to the side and raise your arms up, and then come back to the center and step out to the other side. So whatever kind of movement that you're doing, again, the same principles apply from the last movement that we did. You want to feel that you're using the muscles of your feet to bounce off the ground, to find resiliency and buoyancy through all of your joints. You want to feel that your spine is responsive, but also has its own integrity as you move. Okay, so for the final portion, we'll just practice breathing. And you can bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your chest. And here, as you inhale, feel how your breath fills up your belly and moves into your chest. And then as you exhale, exhale from your belly first and then into your chest. Breathe through your nose, if it's possible, on your inhale. And as you exhale, gently sigh out your mouth. The sighing action, letting your mouth relax and exhaling out your mouth, has been shown to have a calming effect on your nervous system. When you inhale through your nose, it slows your breath down and it stimulates your sinuses. Your breath moves through the bones in your face, and it brings a calming effect into the glands in your head. So just breathing in a conscious way can be a really important part of your full body warm-up. When you breathe, that belly breath is a relaxation of the front wall of your abdomen. And it's feeling that your lungs actually go quite far down in your body, almost to the height of your belly button in your back body. So as you breathe, you can feel that your breath moves around through your entire torso, that your lungs in their upper portions, in your chest, are quite wide and that they fill the space from front to back. They go all the way up underneath your collarbones and they hug your heart. So see if you can let your breath move into all the spaces. And as you exhale, allow yourself to sigh out, releasing your full exhale. For the final portion, we'll actually practice sitting. Since it's something that many of us do quite a bit, it's important to learn how to sit with awareness and good posture. So sit forwards on whatever surface you're sitting on so you're not leaning back, and practice just tilting your pelvis a couple of times. So you want to roll back towards your tailbone and feel what's called a posterior tilt. So your lower back is kind of rounded, and then roll forwards towards your pubic bones. And this is called an anterior tilt, and it brings a little bit of a curve into your low back or pushes your tummy forwards. Feel both and then find the place between them. So you're equally balanced between front and back. You're not overarching your spine or putting too much weight in your tailbone. Then when you found that place, you can think about moving the right and the left sides of your seat towards one another slightly. So feel that you're sitting evenly between left and right, and that kind of the very center of your pelvic floor is the place where you're rooting down, but also finding a lift up from. When you found that place, feel how your spine ascends from your pelvis. And we were just noticing how breath moved through the lungs. So you can feel here that your chest is balanced over your pelvis, that you're able to breathe easily into all areas of your torso, that your breath is relaxed, that you have a little bit of tone in your belly for support, but that for the most part, your belly can be relaxed as well because you're balanced over your pelvis. And feel that your head is balanced over your chest, and there's not too much falling forwards or falling back. And this is where, for those of you that are working desk jobs with a computer, you might want to invest in something that can lift your computer into your line of sight rather than always having to look down at your screen. But for these last few minutes, let's not look at anything and close the eyes instead. And you can come back into a gentle version of the breath that we were doing before. So a little bit less forceful, perhaps, just inhaling through your nose and exhaling out your mouth. And there's no need to breathe in any particular way other than that, but see if you can feel your breath and notice its quality, maybe even listen for it. With every inhale, let your body receive your breath, and with every exhale, feel how your body is supported. Thanks for joining us today. I hope that this warm-up has been a good experience for you. This is a great movement practice to do at any time of day, at least once a day, again, for full body joint mobility, increased circulation, breath awareness, and centeredness.